I'd been driving along this one road for a long time, and there is a village at the very end of the road. And so I'd passed through so many different villages, and I always wanted to be able to go into those villages, but I never really had the opportunity. So one of my hands-on girls is actually studying public health, and one of her skills is testing water.
I'm extremely interested in water purification.
Because she has that skill of water testing, we've been able to go into the villages and greet the chief and ask him if he would like their water tested. And usually that affords us the opportunity to also share with the people. In all of the villages that we've entered, we've been able to share with the people, test the water, and show the Jesus film. So when I go into a village and show the Jesus film for the first time, there's usually a ton of people, and they are usually really, really responsive, and they really want us to return. One man in a village, he said, "Please don't stay away. We want you to come back, and we want you to keep sharing with us." He said, "Don't stay away too long." And that's a usual response from people. A lot of times we'll have like the whole entire crowd from the Jesus film follow us back to our truck. It's kind of funny.
Another important aspect of our ministry is henna storying throughout the village. We go out a couple times a week, and we go around to the same group of women, and we share henna stories with them where we draw the henna on their hands and tell them a story that goes along with it.
So I'll do the henna story the week before, and then the next week when I return, I'll review the story from the week before with them, and most of the time they've been really great at remembering the stories. They're always really responsive, and as we're sitting there underneath the tree, a lot of times many people will walk by and they'll sit down to hear the story as well, and then they'll also want their henna done. So one of my storying groups is made up of 4 sisters and then other people that join, and the father would always be sitting off to the side, and I never realized that he was listening. But then one day I came by his house, and he asked me to explain to him the road to Jesus, because he wanted to find the road to Jesus. And that was a really big encouragement for me, because I didn't even know that he was listening. So when you're praying for West Africa, you can definitely be praying that the people would receive Christ, and that they would desire to have a relationship with him.
That God would open their hearts, and that they would think about and realize that there might be more than to try to earn their salvation.
That more of the West African Christians will mobilize themselves, that the people that they're sharing with will accept the faith and will ultimately go out and make disciples themselves.
Praying that they realize that even though there is persecution, that it's worth it to be persecuted and to gain eternal life than to not be persecuted and to be cast into hell.